Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last we left off, we were cross-examining the security guard, Wendy Oldbag. Oh, she's definitely an old bag. She talks too much. Oh, and I got my voice like dying throughout most of the episode. So let's continue on. Pray to God. Mr. Powers. Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should have taken better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick? What are we gonna do? Well, first we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. So just one thing. Sometimes trials will have breaks like that in between. When it happens, that's when I'll cut off the video. Cause doing it for like 40 or 50 minutes at a time, it's straining on my voice. And this is like now the 4th episode in one day, so I'm kinda getting slightly tired. Anyway, court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claims. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough already. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? The grade school boy! No, no for real. The 10 years old, there's no way a 10-year-old would have the strength to wield an unwieldy spear. It's heavy as hell. I mean, think Fire Emblem. If you have no strength, that spear is gonna slow you down. Okay, seriously. No, it can't be the assistant girl. Well, no, it can't be the assistant girl, because remember, she didn't see the run-through. She had no idea Powers was injured. And even if the grade school boy could... Well, actually, no, that wouldn't make any sense at all. I just said the spear. So that really only leaves Wendy Oldbag. She has the potential to hold a spear, because she fixed it, so we know she can carry it. And she saw the run-through. Those are the... So she knows that Powers hurt his ankle. So those are the 2 prerequisites for her to be a murderer. Potentially. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper? Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Mrs. Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal a Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. But why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take a picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes #2, baby. Huh? Wait, but that's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth usually pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Oh, edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. Okay, what's my move now? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. If I give Granny a break, I am basically going back against my claim. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings. I hope. Now wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased! He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. A second on a third grade, was it? But that doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds. Tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright. That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it to be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day? Whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Yes? No, okay, well, let's think of it logically. Like I just said, the staff is heavy. A 10-year-old boy has probably in Fire Emblem standards a strength of 1. He's not going to be able to carry it. I mean, fight with it, let alone carry it. I think. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about what your witness, Miss Windy... what's her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. Oh my... I feel like it's a subtle dissing at the witness. That is all. This court is adjourned. That was easy. Now wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Oh, joy. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Again? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, then testify! Joy is not over yet, folks. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. So, you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Oh, don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were, some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Well, who were these... Oh god, that's not Edgeworth. Who were these people? Well, the director and producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course! Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? Well, the director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map... Ah, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. Oh, the path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue to cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Well, you never know, we might get something new. I mean, what the hell? They said they had nothing to do with it, see? Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. Oh, I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. Oh, so you got your bonus and you still talked. Wow. No, we'll continue, just in case. You never know. I guess no harm in getting as much info as I can. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about okay, where for some reason back at the beginning. So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear it! I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost. She really left him hanging on this one. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Them. Well, who are these people? Well, the director and producer for starters. The director, this is a repeat for some reason. This is a complete repeat, I am not reading it. Yes, I know who they are. They are the director who was at lunchtime, went to a meeting, where Studio 2, there was a Studio 2, look at the guide map, here it is. Monkey head, path fallen. I would not want to continue. We're done apparently. Well, that wasn't exactly a waste of time, but... Joy. We're done. Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have yet to be They have yet to be questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. Why am I sounding weird? This ends today's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Power. That is all. Court is adjourned. Is it really adjourned now, or are we going to get more surprises? Oh, thank God. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really, it's nothing. Or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just trying to buy some time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure on Mr. Powers, and, well, she was the most suitable candidate. Oh, poor old Windbag. I kind of feel sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Anyway, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. And that's the end of this episode. It is relatively short. I probably could have jammed it all in with the past episode, but it did say we'll take a 5-minute recess, and I needed a 5-minute recess myself, so there we go. Yes. We have learned that there are more people to be accounted for. Excuse me. And I am done for today. So, I done 4 episodes. I did the entire first day investigation and the first set of trials. My voice is done. I am done. Goodbye. And I will see you on the next episode, which for me will be tomorrow. Oh, God. Later, people.